evening. How are you?
What a great fudging evening it is. I'm fan freaking tastic.
It certainly is a great fudging evening.
Yeah, Uh,
I've been filling my weekend with enlightenedness. I am learning every day. Uh,
yeah, I feel you, man. Like, with everything that's going on, you know, all these things that are like put out in the forefront to kind of like
mhm,
distract us from the real stuff that's going on. Yeah, I kind of been
mhm.
like on the back burner and also kind of like not focusing on certain things
Yep.
because I kind of want to see the stuff that's, when they put all this stuff in our face, in my head, I'll
Mhm.
be like, what are you
What's really
hiding?
going on?
What's really going on for?
Uh
Why are
huh.
you trying to divert our attention over here? What are y'all really doing? So
Yup.
I've been really just delving into things too, and it's just been mind blowing, to say the least. And
Eh, Yo.
I definitely look forward for us in future episodes to kind of delve into what we're both looking into. Uh,
Mhm. Severely
people
excited.
just stay
Can't
tuned
wait.
on that because it's definitely gonna be
Ooh.
crazy. I see we checking.
Yeah.
We got comments already checking in. What up, y'all? Shout out to
Hi,
everybody
Sonia.
listening in. I'm loving this stereo, man. It's just this episode 8, season 2, WINEFINE Podcast. So the topic today: people may like the idea of you, but don't
Yes.
really like you. I know there's
Mhm.
a video attached today that we're gonna delve into a little later
Yeah.
uh, about those practices. But
Mhm.
yeah, man, I know y'all gonna have some comments about this. Any if you do have any comments about the video, kind of like hold off to the end or like when we get to that segment, because yeah, we definitely gonna be going in on that and those behaviors that
Mhm.
some women are exuding nowadays. They always did it, but now that we got the internet popping off,
Thank you for
you know,
hearts.
thank you for the hearts. Yeah, big shout out to Sonya.
Yes.
What up? What up? What up? So yeah, man. It's been an interesting weekend. I basically been Instacarting this weekend,
Yeah.
and I had an interesting event today.
What
I
happened?
I do my very best to like not attract attention to myself when I go out. Like, I mean, I'll go out there all hooded up. I'll have a
Mhm.
turban on, you know, wear layers, wear baggy clothes, because I kind of want to be low key or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like today, I'm shopping at Instacart, my first order, whatever. So, this security guard at the supermarket I was at, he gonna be like, "Excuse me, you got a man?" I'm like, "No," and he like, "You mind if I get your number?" So I basically said to him, "You're not nationalized," and
Mm,
he was like,
yeah.
"What that mean?" I was like, "Well, you was 14th Amendment citizen, and
Oh.
I'm not, and
That's always
I,
going to
I
conflict. It
right,
will
I
always
can
conflict.
only be with somebody who has the same status."
Mhm.
And not to mention, he was like no more than 25 years old. I don't know
Yeah,
how old he
baby.
thought I was, but
Mhm.
I basically I'll say that was like let down pretty easy, not being nasty or nothing or, trying to belittle him. Cause no, that's not the case. It was
No.
just, and he didn't know what to say about that. But what I
I'm
do
sure he'll look it
appreciate,
up.
yeah, well, hopefully he do. We'll see. But one thing I do appreciate about him that when I was done shopping that order, like he did say to me again, like, have a good day or whatever. I was like, because he didn't know what to say to that. Because,
Mhm.
usually, women are other ways, so.
Mhm.
or
Yep.
some women. I don't know, but I would. That was totally unexpected, but I appreciated how I handled that.
Yeah,
So
I think that was, I think it was informative. I think you enlightened him a little on that subject matter. Maybe he might look it up,
maybe,
you know?
who knows? But yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of good to be in certain situations because it kind of make you see things more clearly. So in
Mhm.
the coming weeks when we just really get into like the real nitty gritty of the things that we're working on in the background,
Mhm.
I know people that are gonna appreciate it, and it's just gonna be mind blowing.
Yeah, it's gonna be
But
oh my god. It's
yeah.
too much information. I feel like my
It's
brain
just so
almost
much
melted
out
this
there.
week.
Yeah, man. The way this whole country, this whole structure of how everything works out on this land is just insane when you find out the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah. Like I thought I knew the truth, but then there's more truth on top
Oh
of the
no, no, no,
truth.
no, no. We
The truth
just
of
when we think, we
Yeah.
know all that we know, we realize that we don't
Mhm.
know enough.
Exactly.
So man, oh
Yeah.
man, Zima, before we get into today's subject, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as Azima the Only. That's Azima the Only. And you can find me on YouTube and Facebook as Ozidi Wellness and Fitness. That's Ozidi Wellness and Fitness. And you can also find me on my go to my link tree and you can find all the things that I am intertwined and entangled in. Where can
Yep,
we
yep.
find you, Joe?
Woo-hoo. Yay, yay. I just felt
Yeah, yeah.
appropriate. So, yeah, you can find me on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Camp Jogo Fit. That's KampJogo. And you want to connect with me, just get on that link tree and you will be able to go everywhere that I am.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
man, let's see. Hey, Sonia, let's grab this comment from you. I'm so glad you're here.
Hey, Azima, Jovani. Happy Sunday. Good to see you guys. And this is your girl, Sonia. I'm listening. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. So this, subject today, it kind of like, been on, my mind lately. Like
Hmm.
the love hate with the internet. The
Hmm.
thing is, my love for it is like there's just a lot of things that's just being brought out in the forefront that no one didn't put us on to before. We kind of been in a situation where we kind of took things as they come, or people just didn't put us on to the correct game you know
Hmm. Hmm.
so I made a post the other day on Facebook, and it got pretty it triggered. I don't know if it really triggered some people, but I know it definitely got some reactions on it.
Hmm.
But it basically was like, people like the idea of you, but they don't really like you. And there may be times where somebody that may look at the title be like, hey, what does that mean? I look at it as like someone seeing a red rose and
Hmm.
admiring it. But then they'll say, you know what? I think that rose will look better than yellow.
Hmm.
So it's like, how many times has
Painting
there's
the
been a
roses red.
right? How many times has someone has probably had an interest in you or interest in something? And I'm not just going to say a person as an individual or as a whole. It could go either way. But just imagine, somebody expressing, that they like you or whatever, or they pursue you in a certain way, and they know what you're about.
Hmm.
Like just for example, right? I'm just going to use myself as an example to kind of like, kind of give a clear picture. And
Hmm.
so, there's times when there used to be like a couple vegans, vegetarians that would, try to holler at me or whatever. This wasn't like this was a pattern, I basically seen. And, they would know that I eat meat and stuff, but
Hmm.
try to be like, no, you got to cut that out or whatever.
Yep.
And what's funny about that is, I would sit back and kind of look at myself and be like, have I ever said to somebody that you got to stop doing this if you want to be with me or if you want us to be together? And I
Hmm.
honestly don't ever recall that. And I don't think I would, do something like that, because it's like,
I
you
said
kind
if
of,
it comes down to it, you just let them be.
yeah, you
It's
gotta,
up to you to decide if you're going to stay in that relationship or leave. But
yeah, but it's
to
like,
force them to change when they've been that
yeah,
way for God knows how long, it's pointless. All you're
yeah,
gonna
it's
do,
like,
you're gonna be beating a rock,
yeah, it's like,
dead
I don't,
horse.
I can't fathom how people put stipulations on others. Like, I know
Hmm.
couples, for example, who eat differently, right? So I know
Hmm.
this lady, she doesn't eat fish, but all her husband eats his fish.
Hmm.
She eats beef, and that's what she'll eat. Her daughters, they're vegetarians, and I from on the outside looking in, I see that they function.
Hmm.
So, it doesn't kind of make sense to me when somebody kind of like puts that on someone else, that they got to change to be with them. Because I
Yeah.
kind of look at it from an aspect, right? I'm not the type of person that will toot my own horn or tell others the good that I do. I do a lot of work for God. And when I say
Hmm.
that, I'm one of the few people that will walk around in my neighborhood with a bucket and a trash grabber and pick up the litter in the neighborhood and throw it in the trash or whatever,
Hmm.
to just so that litter doesn't go into the sewer, and so that
Blog up
sewer
things.
water doesn't go into the
Hmm.
sea. And then, you wonder why these turtles get the beer thingies, that plastic thingy around their
I know
necks
what
and
you're talking
stuff.
about. Yeah.
Right. I don't know what it's called, but that
They
y'all know
say
what
they
I'm
say
talking
to cut
about.
it up, cut it before you throw it away, so
Right, right.
nothing
And
get
how many
caught in
people
it.
gonna do that? How many? Yeah,
Hmm.
how many people gonna do that?
I,
Not many, because we see them getting caught up in it. So
yeah.
just imagine me listening to somebody and changing something about me, right?
Hmm.
So what if that one thing that you changed about me, I stopped picking up this trash in the ground, for the universe?
Yeah. It's one of those things. Well, all it takes is one, and if everybody's doing their part, then things are happening. There's a change really happening. But if
Right,
your goal is to change the person who's doing all these incredible things, because you want them to do what you want, you're changing them, and therefore those things that they're doing that might be beneficial to their world, the small world that they're occupying, right? You're taking them out of that element, that habit of the things that they do
right,
because
right,
of
right.
your selfishness.
Right. And that
It makes
also ties
sense.
into, like, just say, for an example, you have a person like, myself or yourself, that we like to work out and stuff.
Mhm.
But, there's times when, you'll come across, I know I came across people that don't work out and,
Yeah.
don't go to the gym. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
so, what we going to do together? You like want to go to the gym, want to go work out or something? And then,
Go
they
for a
kind of
walk
like,
at least.
yeah, like, they're not kind of like not with it. And it's like,
Mhm.
this is like, why is there interest? We don't do the same thing. And you stopping up my flow,
Mhm.
preventing me from my dopamine and my serotonin that, I get when I'm
Well,
working out, all these
I
endorphins.
yeah,
So,
what I would say is that if they're the ones that are saying, "Hey, why don't we just take a break? Why do you always have to exercise every day? You go into the gym, blah blah blah." Not realizing that what we do, we when we exercise, we record our exercise, we put motivational message besides behind our message exercise, so on and so forth. We give instruction, we do all these things. And if we have somebody in our lives that's saying, hey, stop doing it, and let's say we comply,
right,
then that message that's going out to all the people that we interact with in social media and real life at the gym physically, and we're not there, we're, you're taking that motivation away from the people that we interact with. So just
Right,
imagine
right.
you're doing that to somebody that you want to change. You're doing that same thing to them. Whatever good work that they're doing, whatever it is that they put out there that makes it positive and makes somebody wake up in the morning, you're taking that away because you want them to do what you want them to do.
Yeah,
You
man.
get,
And it's
you
like
know what I'm
you
saying?
can't.
So
Yeah, you definitely. I don't think anybody should be that way, but unfortunately, there are those type of people that feel good about having that control over someone, and that's kind of like unhealthy.
they feel
To-
good that that you listen. You know what I mean? And when you don't listen, then they feel like, hey, why you never listen to me? How come you never follow through what I want? How come I'm not influencing you? Yeah, that
but
kind of
why?
thing.
Why wouldn't you know what? Why can't people have patience to wait for that person that they have an idea that they want and just let them come to them instead of trying to take someone else and try to change them?
I think it's because they have a lack of faith and they don't think that person is going to come, so they're willing to accept the person that they could change instead.
Oh, okay. So they want to they want to be like the freaking colonizers and stuff. You see how that
Mhm.
like that attitude just travels to like just other aspects and other people.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, because I
but
don't think people really thought in that kind of pattern back in the days. I think we were pretty accepting of who we were as people. And then, when there's a certain type of way of thinking that comes and you start taking on that train of thought, regardless of what you grew up doing, if this is what's being imposed on you, then you're going to follow that pattern and way of thinking regardless of
yeah.
what you knew.
And just side note, I know
Yeah.
that you mentioned back in the days people were like more accepting of people, except for rapists and pedophiles.
Mhm.
They dealt with those people, and they had guillotines and stuff, and had all types of ways of by ways of castration and whatnot. So yeah, we may have been accepting of other things, but we were not accepting. I know we were not accepting of that back in the day.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely that has like changed through the years, I see.
Yeah.
But man, just on this subject today, hey, everyone listening, don't hesitate to share this talk with other people right now to chime in and tune in.
Mhm.
But let's talk about some movies that kind of like tie into this subject today. Like I think about a month or two ago, I was watching I don't know why this movie popped into my head, but The Island of Dr. Monroe, right?
That's somebody that's not accepting. That's like
Man,
not accepting your dog as a dog, and you want to make it a man and have human characteristics. Like it
it's
wasn't
funny.
enough.
It's like I seen that whenever it came out or around that time. So it's like I was not like, I guess when did that come out? Right? That I don't remember when it came out, but
Hmm. I
I
think it was
think
like 96. I think.
okay, 96. So I probably seen
Yeah.
it, probably about 20 years ago ish or whatever. So
Yeah.
I watched that as as a more of an adult now, as far as adult thinking, and I just
Hmm.
think to myself watching that, it's like, what would ever possess somebody to decide I'm gonna make a perfect human using a dog and mixing a dog and a human, or in his
Hmm.
daughter's case, mixing a human and a cat,
Hmm.
you know? And
Hmm.
so trying to do that, he like just totally screwed things up. Like it just totally backfired in his favor, you know? So just think
Well,
about
it wasn't in his favor because then they kill him at the.
no, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't in his
uh,
favor to do that.
oh, okay.
I do
Yeah.
apologize if I was unclear, but yeah, that was the point that I was basically getting at there.
Hmm.
And it's just, watching that movie like with these eyes now, and it was just so crazy. It's like you heightened the animal instincts in a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Yes.
gave a dog like human intelligence to
Yes.
really like, because when he first, like, I forget what the one that discovered, the chip in them, I forget his name or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
when he discovered the chip and was like, wait a minute, let me see where this is at, and he pulled it out, and he realized that the way how they used to control them was with
Yeah.
pain, with a
Mm-hmm.
chip that was connected to their rib and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not that
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 was
that wasn't a sign of love.
hell no. The fuck you gonna try to control me with pain? Like the fuck?
Yeah. But I think, first of all, he was a mad scientist. His
Hmm.
goal was to make the perfect being, right?
Right.
Which was an animal with human characteristics. And, to do it to your own blood, somebody that you're supposed to love. That's, I think, one of the biggest betrayals. And,
Hell yeah.
it's like you're saying you love this person, but then you do this horrible thing to them in the name of love. And I mean, that's a big sign that, he really didn't care about his daughter or the things on the people, the beings on that island, because I don't they were mixed breed of human and animal. But
Yeah, that was just wild.
and
Like,
I think that, in reference to talking about the island of Dr. Monroe, that is the extreme of what are, those kind of relationships are. Like,
yeah.
like, no, I'm not gonna try to change you to an animal that can talk, but I want you to be this perfect being, and you have to check off all these boxes. And, though I met you this way, I think you would be even more perfect if you do all the things that I want you to do. Then I really see value in you. And it's always gonna be those boxes you gotta check off to get that kind of that love that you think that you deserve from that person, until you realize, it's not gonna work. I
Right.
just gotta leave them alone, because I'm never gonna make them happy. You know, they don't really like me. They never really liked me. They never liked me at all. They just want me to be this image. They see me and they want me to be this image of somebody that doesn't exist. It will never exist.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like weird science, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I want to watch that movie again. I'm gonna have to next weekend or something. The next time I got some downtime, I'm gonna find where I can watch that weird science and see it with
Mm-hmm.
my own eyes now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you was
But
talking about before the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and how
yeah,
it kind of ties
Guardians
into
of
this.
the Galaxy 3 with Rocket Raccoon, and that the story on that is so sad. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you guys if you've never seen it. But Rocket Raccoon was just a regular raccoon, and the what's his name, the Grand Evolutionary, I forgot his name. But he created him and made him a talking raccoon with all this intelligence and able to do all this mechanics and build things. And he wanted him to be better and better and better. And when Rocket Raccoon got smarter than the Grand Evolutionary, I know there's another name, but that's who I'm talking about. Then the relationship, he wanted to dismantle him and make him even better. To and he just kept on torturing him. And that's basically what those relations. So if you find yourself being tortured in your relationship because you're trying to be something, or they want you to be something that you're not, even if you are that, it's torture, because they just keep on wanting you to be better, 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 instead of accepting you for who you are. Then it can be a real torment to be in that relationship.
Or how
And I
about
felt,
this? Not even
yeah,
just better than you are, or just being, or like just kind of like just veering off the subject. Just, it's the same subject, but kind of like just wanting you so no one else will have you, that type of thing.
Yes. And that's, I think, I would say that he, his goal to destroy Rocket Raccoon was not wanting him to be in a successful family structure, a successful relationship. He killed the one person that he loved because they were too close, and because it created hope. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's, basically doing that to him, taking away the people that he loved, you know, made him more controllable. And I don't know if you see it, a lot of people get into relationships where, you might be with somebody who's trying to, dress you a certain way, tell you how to think and act and all that stuff, and distance you away from your family structure because they want that full control over you and the things that you do in life, which is bananas. And
Loony.
yeah, that is pretty
But
crazy.
but man,
Yeah.
so y'all, I know y'all see this video attached here to this talk today. The woman that uses her panty to strain some pasta, right?
Mhm.
If you didn't see it already, I highly recommend taking a look at it real quick. This type of thing. This is the love hate part of the internet that I have here. I used to hear stories like this when I was like younger and everything, but to actually see,
Witness it.
witness,
Mhm.
to actually have a visual example of it, it's kind of mind-boggling. It's like, how dare you do something like that? Why are you playing those dangerous games, right?
Mhm.
So
Who's
I
she?
know,
Who's she feeding that to?
it don't matter who she's feeding it to. Like, why, why would you feed that to anybody? That's just
Mhm.
wrong on all levels.
Yeah.
And people need to know that stuff like this happens, and they may be doing it for views or whatever.
Or maybe she wanted to bring it to the potluck at work.
Bringing to the potluck at work. But then on the flip side, there's actually females out here that actually do that. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that got issue with the word females. Like, look, look, hey, that's what's coming out,
Mhm.
because you can't possibly be a woman to think that that's an okay thing to do. That's
Mhm.
what I'm saying, that you
That's a
just
human
don't
being.
have.
There's men doing that shit too,
Yeah, there's
one way
men
or
that do
another.
the heck yeah. Yeah, there's men that do that. Yeah. Not, you don't hear about it a lot, but it
No,
happens.
I don't think they would post it. If found that they they probably do on their own, to whatever things they do it to.
Don't need
But I know they do
no
it.
freaking
Yeah.
chicken Alfredo, huh? Let's grab this comment from Sonia.
This is why it's important to love thyself first. Once you
Mhm.
Ooh.
love thyself first, you will know how to set boundaries and you will know how to respect yourself. Um, there's no need to argue with the guy. You see the red
Mhm.
flags. You say thank you very much for your time and you walk away.
Mhm.
You go ghost or whatever. And this is why it's also important to ask important questions before rushing into a relationship
Oh yeah.
and
Mhm.
taking your time. So, I mean, that's what I'm getting from this conversation.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
So that's what I had to add in. Um, there's no point in building a bear. I'm not building a bear.
No.
Let your
Yep.
mama deal with that, or you need to take care of that yourself.
Yeah, that's an
Hello.
internal thing. You gotta
Hello.
build yourself.
Yeah.
Build yourself up. Mhm.
And so I don't know if y'all seen this movie, but I just came across it. And Zima, I know you watched it.
I
But the
watched it with
movie,
Alex yesterday.
yeah, but the movie's called Spaghetti. So,
Yes.
what we also wanted to delve into on this is about, these rituals that people will do, these love spells to so they could take a hold of somebody. So I do know of a real life experience that my mom shared with me when I was younger, and I still remember it to this day. So basically, a woman that I know very well, and this man that later became her husband. They was together on common law for a long time, but then right when they was like when he was getting ready, right before he transitioned, you know they got married and stuff, like legally, according to
Mm-hmm.
how this country operates legally, so not legally, but how this country deems it legal.
Yes.
um
To the courts.
so this man, every woman wanted him. He had it going on, would have a new car every year, had a nice job working for the state. This was back in like the 1970s and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
according to my mom, the other lady that did this ritual on him, she didn't really like him, but she just wanted him for herself. And so what she did was put her nail shavings inside his coffee, and
Mm,
he drank it. And make a long story short, he was not the same man that he was before that cup of coffee.
mm,
And
mm, mm.
totally, wasn't working that job, wasn't getting a new car every year, became an alcoholic.
Wow.
So yeah, or just
That's a
totally
big
like
difference.
just changed the whole swag of this man.
Wow.
So right, so with this movie Spaghetti, right?
Mm-hmm. It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi. Now, if you're like me, I highly encourage, strongly encourage to look past the terrible acting. That's number one. Look past the terrible acting, because there's a very huge message. And if you found
The
that funny,
message
please
is
go ahead
more
and hit them
important.
hearts.
The
If you
message is
found
more
that funny,
important.
hit the hearts, please. Let's grab
Yeah.
this comment from Chelsea. What up, boo?
That
Hi,
sounds like
Chelsea.
voodoo. Like
Yes.
Yes.
the nail shavings might have been, the physical, but that sounds like she put a little bit more than that on him.
Yeah.
Yes. Oof.
Yeah. You gotta
Just
be careful with people out here, man.
and she did more than just use her underwear as pasta strainer. Let's just put it that way. So.
Yeah, like you ingesting me and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this movie Spaghetti, we're not gonna, I don't, we're not gonna give you the whole spoil it, but we will just focus on the big aspects of it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the lady in it, that's like the main character, she wasn't a bad looking girl or whatever, in my opinion, she looks like a combo of Jennifer Beals and Jasmine Guy meshed together. She was not ugly, but she was beautiful according to stereotypical colorism standards, right?
I think she looked like Vanity.
All right, I don't see the vanity, but you
When
know,
y'all see the movie, you'll see Vanity. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't see, I see a combo of Jessica Biel and Jasmine Guy in her. I'm telling you, man. Just y'all go watch the movie and let me know. Let
Jessica
us know,
Biel.
what do y'all think? Does she look like Vanity, my birthday twin?
She looked like
Or
Vanity.
no, not my birthday twin.
Jasmine Guy. No way.
So once you get past the terrible acting in this movie Spaghetti, and just take a look at the main character. So she came across this man.
She ain't
Now
come
this
across
man,
him. The man decided to come across her because I had kept on driving. I don't know why he stopped. That's all I
well,
gotta say
he
about
was
that.
helping a damsel in distress, because she did get a flat tire, and he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to help her out. So, um, for me, he's an attractive guy. I prefer men with beards.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a beard, and that was just one of those things. Like, you know what? He's not bad looking. So,
Mm-hmm.
imagine me saying, "Oh, he would look better if he had a beard." But when I look at him, I'm like, "Oh, I kind of like his, swag and everything. He's kind of, I like his energy, even though he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have a beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, it was a eye-opening movie, you know? Before we get into more of that, let's grab this comment from Chelsea.
So is the underwear as a posture strainer not a fetish thing? Was it really like a I'm trying to screw somebody over and be nasty?
I mean, I feel it was, but we didn't see any other follow-up videos to that. But
No.
I definitely look, because just think about it. She took her thong off, and then the
Mm,
essence of her is on the thong, and she's straining spaghetti with it. That's just weird to me. And
mm.
it's like, even though the hot water's coming out and going through the underwear, that energy is still going on the spaghetti. At least that's how I see it. Does anybody else see it that way? Do y'all feel me on that?
According
Because
to the guy that was doing the video, the energy, he said basically herpes and her bodily fluids is going
see,
up.
he said the same. He know, yeah, right. Like, ugh.
And I was like, I can't unthink that now. I'm like, is that possible? Like, this is the reason why I don't eat potluck and I don't go
Can't
to
eat
company
everybody's
parties
food,
because you
man.
don't know if somebody like that cat lady at the party is straining her pasta with like the
Nah, nah,
cat's
nah. I'm not like, look, I'm
the
so
cat's
anti eating
you
other
know
people's food
poop
now. Like,
strainer thing.
so, but with in the movie, right? So the guy, he was a motivational speaker for artistic children and stuff.
Yeah,
And
he's doing all this good work.
yeah, he was a very awesome guy. He Yeah, he had it going on before
Hmm.
before this chick decided to change his demeanor.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and grab this comment here from Chelsea.
That sounds exactly like something you would do if somebody tipped you and asked you to do something special for them. Like if you're doing webcam work or like OnlyFans kind of work, like that's what that sounds like. I don't know. It seems sexual, not, I don't know, like foot fetish or, people who want to pay for your 72 hours worn panties kind of energy.
Weirdos. Weirdos.
Ah, she was like, you know what, this video is innocent enough. I'm gonna take it from OnlyFans and put it on my regular Instagram and see how this goes. Ain't nothing wrong with this. That's
Yeah,
what she
right.
was thinking.
Everything's wrong with it. So, with the movie Spaghetti, I think y'all should really take a look at it. So this guy, so the
For
girl,
educational purposes.
for educational purposes. So the girl had a friend that was like, girl, won't you put a spell on him and stuff? And at first she was like, no, but then for whatever reason, she decided to, go forth with it. And let me tell y'all this:
The reason was stupid. That's all I
this
gotta say.
movie, it is stupid because it seemed like he really liked her. He was feeling her and stuff. So I
And it
don't
was
understand
unnecessary.
why she
But
needed to
but
go that
such is
route.
life. Such is life. Because people be doing some unnecessary things to the people who already like them. They do
Yeah.
some extra stupid ass shit. And you're like, why did you do that? You didn't have to do that. I would have done anything for you. You know what I mean? But that's how people are. Me and my husband was talking about the real reality of the movie, and it's so stupid that it's realistic. And if they can make a movie like that, can you imagine how many times it's happening around this United States of America, let alone the world?
That
That's the
movie
way
is
I
just
look at
what
it.
showed us, an aspect of it. That's just like, something has to happen a certain number of times for it to be like, okay, let's go
Let's
ahead
do a
and
movie.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that movie had like the most stereotypical voodoo ceremony I ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
I've been to a ceremony when I went to New Orleans, and it was nothing like that. Of course, everything is gonna have its way, but it just was real stereotypical from any other voodoo movie you've seen, like in the past. The the babalaos, the priestess, whatever, who was ever there acting crazy or looking crazy with their eyes open really
Mm-hmm.
wide and stuff. And so, you know, she went ahead and, you know, this is, remember, the movie's about spaghetti, right? What do
Mm-hmm.
typically people do when you're mixing voodoo and spaghetti? So, you know, she took some of her fluids and mixed it in the sauce. And in the movie, like, he slurped it up like as if it was like a reptilian sucking on raw human, like fresh flesh and stuff. Like it was
He ate it
just
like he
so,
was starving.
it was so animal like, and it's just so like carnal, like you haven't
Mm-hmm.
eat, like you was in a famine and haven't eaten in weeks, and then you have your
Mm-hmm.
first taste of like meat, and he just like just sucked it up like sort of like the Simpsons. You remember that Simpsons? Oh, the Simpsons episode when they have the aliens and stuff, how they was
Nah,
eating up people. Oh yeah.
nah. I was thinking like the way Interview with the Vampire, when that little girl finally, when she got her
Oh
first, and
yeah,
then she said, "Can I
she
have
freaking
some
went
more?"
crazy with it. Yeah, she went
Yeah, that's
crazy
right.
with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was like, "You have any more?" He wanted more. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy, yo." So it's like, what
Mm-hmm.
happened after that? He became clingy.
Yeah.
He didn't want anyone else in her presence.
Not even her own family.
And even her friend, when her friend came around, he would give her dirty looks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he didn't want, yeah, like you mentioned, he didn't want her to be with her family. Like her brother was
Mm-hmm.
just out of jail, and he showed up uninvited. He was calling her like crazy, reading her diary. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
it just was like,
Gaslighting her.
yeah, big
Yeah.
time. But it's like it was her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? There comes a huge price for that. You can't do that and then be like, look, I can't hang out with you right now, but you brought this on yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like there should have been more consequences. Uh, I didn't like the ending. I
Yeah,
didn't
that
like it at
ending
all.
was kind of
So
interesting. And this guy used to, yeah, y'all gotta watch that movie. It's just interesting, like the whole message behind it. Like he was something else, but she unleashed something in him by doing that blood ritual that
mm-hmm.
just really just screwed the whole game up in
Yeah.
more ways than one. And it gives a
Yes.
real like, and when you see the ending, because we're not going to tell you the ending, but when you see the ending, like I'm talking about all the way through, I'm
Yeah,
talking about
like
past the
Marvel ending.
credits,
Like it ends and then it ends again because they had like a little clip.
right? Sort of like
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, right? When people, there's a lot of people that didn't watch Sherlock Holmes all the way through. But if you stayed after and watched the credits and seen the producers and everything, it showed you an ending, and you was like, "Oh shoot!" You thought that it was supposed to end this way, but it really ended another way.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all definitely got to check that out. It was just definitely mind boggling, uh, to see that, and just to know that that actually goes on quite a bit is kind of scary. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I know you mentioned earlier that there's dudes that do that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would, yeah, that's just insane. Like you can't do that. Like you just change everything about, and even in the movie, I didn't even look at the guy with the same attractiveness that I looked at him before that she did that ritual.
He wasn't the same person.
It wasn't the same. His whole
He
posture
wasn't the person.
changed. He was,
Yeah.
very emotional. He was very masculine before that, but then he just
Mm-hmm.
became like this other person. And then in the movie, there was another lady who had a man act into her this. Oh wow! I just put something else together. Wow, yeah, that
I
girl
thought you would
crazy.
have figured. I'm like, she did the same thing to him. I think she did the same
Right,
thing. Yeah.
right.
So
That's sad.
basically, yeah, the movie's about voodoo and the consequences of trying to control people. But I feel like even if you're not using voodoo, when you're trying to control somebody, there's always going to be some consequences. There's going to be animosity and anger and backlash. So it's
Yes,
best to just leave people be and let them be who they want to be. Let them be happy in their own skin instead of judging them and forcing them to do something that they're not or be something that they're not, because there's
yes,
always going to be conflict
exactly. So how can one
and
say that you
possibly
like
stabbings.
somebody? How can one say that you like somebody, but you want to change something about them, but you want to control
Hmm.
them? We see here with the movie Dr. Viola Monroe, he want to make the perfect human out here out of an animal and a
Hmm.
human. Out of a, he did a dog and a human, he did a cat and a human, he did a leopard and a human, he did like a wild boar and a human. He took
Hmm.
all these animals trying to make the perfect human, and it backfired.
But
Um,
the thing is, there's always a little bit of compliance. There's always some kind of love because
for time being.
this person sees me and wants the best from me, and they know I can do better, and I believe in me too. But then it gets to a point where there's strain, and then there's resentment, and then all of a sudden your face is getting scratched off. you know, because you're doing too much and you're asking for too much from this person. So it's best, yeah, to leave them the fuck be and let them be who they want to be instead of trying to tell them how they should live their life. Yeah,
Except for
because that's what
rapists and pedophile. People aren't allowed to be that.
no, of
Let's
course
grab
not.
this comment. Let's grab this comment from Sonia.
Okay, I just want to piggyback on the voodoo. It's actually a religion from Africa. It's African religion. So,
Mm-hmm.
of course, they were collecting people from Africa, with the slave trade and everything. So you have all these people and from the different tribes. And, in the Caribbean, it's just known like voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the voodoo can be used for evil and it can be used for good. The voodoo religion has a stigma where it's evil. It is
Mm-hmm.
not just evil, it's also healing as well.
Yes.
So I feel sorry for those people that are using it in a bad way. But also here in America, it's not called voodoo, it's called black magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Or
I
hoodoo.
just wanted to say that.
Oh yeah,
Well, I
black
think
magic or hoodoo. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Um,
I
and you know what's funny? This government uses voodoo on all of us, and we don't even know it.
certainly
Some
do.
of us know it, but other of us we don't know. Like, you know.
Yep, that
But that's
wordplay
probably
will
gonna be another
definitely
show.
screw you up.
That's
Can
probably gonna be another show, man. But yeah,
verbiage and the way they use it against you.
it definitely can be used for healing and all that.
Hmm.
I remember it makes me think about this time, like when I was in Cali.
Hmm.
There was this Ayobo girl or whatever. I shared with her something that I did, around like the new moon or what, one of the moon cycles. I don't remember exactly which one, and her eyes just lit up. And ever since then, she was trying her freaking darndest to like get some of my energy with that, with the stuff that she tried to do, right? She first she had like some medicine that she wanted to, let me have, and she had like this pipe. I didn't smoke it out of her pipe because I saw what she was trying to do or whatever.
Hmm.
And I didn't smoke it because I'm like and then she wanted me to bring her back a rock because I was going out of town to another, traveling to another state, and she was like, oh, can you bring me a rock from there? It's like, nah. So
Mm-mm.
we got to be careful, y'all. These people crazy out there. Let's grab this comment
Yeah.
from Sonia.
And I'm just
Love
going to
you.
say if the person is not at fault, they never hurt you. I mean, each situation is different. It depends on the individuals as well. But what you put out there, if you like basically if you're putting out like negative, you're going to get that back. If you're
Oh
trying
yeah.
to hurt somebody and that person never did anything to you and you hurt them for real, you're going to get that back 10 times fold because the
Hmm.
universe is real and karma is real. So
Oh
whatever you
yeah.
put out, you're going to get back. Don't play with it. Don't
Yeah.
play with it. Don't play with it.
Don't play with
Yeah,
it.
like people like use those rituals for smart things like overthrowing the government, that type of thing. Where we all could be free. Use it for that. What are you gonna use it for? Some dude that's gonna turn into a dusty dude after he eats your spaghetti and he just isn't attractive anymore because he's spineless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't use it for that.
No.
Use it to heal somebody of a ailment that the doctor has deemed uncurable. That type of thing.
Use it to
Screw
put
all
some
that
money
other
in
stuff.
someone's pockets.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
y'all.
It's
Let's grab
not
this
enough.
pop.
There's not enough of that. It's not enough of people. If you want to do some stuff, you want to chant for some, success for people, because of
World
when they're
peace.
successful, we're successful. If we all do this same kind of, hoodoo, witchcraft, whatever on and just, you know, manifest success for all of us, enlightenment from all of us, the people who are controlling us right now and the money in our pocket and the food we eat and so on, they will diminish, they will fall, and we will rise up if we just do those simple things instead of wasting our time. I
Yeah.
don't even know if people know they're wasting their time. Waste their time.
Majority may not.
No, I guess
So
not.
yeah, checking in again. Yeah.
And I just want to say the Lord,
The
God,
law.
He backs the universe. Okay? So
Yes.
anyway, I'm protected because I'm a child of God. And I don't know. I don't like when that thing is being used for evil and all that other stuff. But like I said earlier, you see them red flags, run.
Because it's not even used for evil. It's used for ignorance. Like, people don't know the consequences of the things they're doing, and when it backfires, they're wondering what happened. They don't really know what they're doing. People are just, their insecurities get them to do the darndest things.
Yeah, don't do love spells, y'all. Do it for stuff to get out of court, like traffic tickets and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Use that type of
Win that court
thing.
case.
Yeah, win the court. Use it for a court case.
Get
That
that
type of
job
thing.
you always wanted.
Yeah, forget all that other stuff. So yeah, let's grab it.
Yes. My number one motto is don't hate, participate.
Yeah.
Participate.
Don't hate, participate. Yeah. But ladies, this was a nice podcast. I'm glad that I was able to make it tonight and listen to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice podcast. Nice podcast. Good talk. Good talk. Looking forward to the next one.
All right.
Yeah. And love you long time, Sonia. Thank you for checking in. You so much appreciated. And definitely love your input as well. Love it, love it, love it. So yes, all we definitely have to be, we definitely have to cover ourselves with protection
Mm-hmm.
out here because these people crazy out here, man. Like you can't be touching, just ingesting stuff from people. I remember there was this
Mm-hmm.
dude, he wanted to give me some shrooms so bad, but I wouldn't, if I would have been able to get them, I wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
ingested them because nah, because no. I don't, not fucking with you, like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
it was a relationship I had in the past, when I used to live in Brooklyn, and me and him were talking, and he was talking about his parents wanting him to be in a relationship with a virgin, and he's trying to weigh his options. Should he stay with me or should he be with the virgin? And I was like, pick the virgin. Who am
Yeah, go
I
with
to
the
get in your
virgin.
way?
Like, hey, if that's where you want to be, I'm gonna help you out with your decision. I'm
I'm
because
like, you having this
I'm not.
conversation with me? You ain't gonna be with me after this day. This day is over. This is the last time you'll probably ever see me again, which was the
Yeah,
last time I ever saw him again. I'm like, no, pick the virgin, and I'll see you later if I see you. You know what I
I
mean?
bet
Like,
he's. I bet he felt
I
so unfulfilled after that.
what felt what?
I said, I bet he felt so unfulfilled
Shit. He was
because
worried
it's
that
like you made the decision for him, which is cool. Hey, Fuck it. Don't come to me with no difficult questions like that.
No.
Don't ever come to me talk about, oh, I don't know where I want to be. Hey, let me help you out. If you're indecisive, because
Mhm.
I know I'm gonna give you all of me.
Yeah.
But if you are, divided in where you think you want to be, let me help you out.
Mhm.
You go over there.
Yeah.
So, just like
But
with
yeah,
people,
I
yeah,
remember the only reason why I remember it is because I was just like, that's a funny question to ask me. Why would you ask me? Why would you even give me
that's
your input? That's
foolish.
something you concluded on the first place. And if it's really bothering you and you really need to contemplate on it, then you ain't thinking about me at all. You're worrying about how your parents feel. And is it really better to be with a virgin? You ain't thinking about Azima. So I'm gonna just help you out and let you think about those things a little longer. And then if you deal with regret, that is not my problem, because you know you made your decision.
That'd
I feel
be
like he made his decision regardless.
It'll be
You don't
interesting
need.
to see it, the now.
Hmm.
Just to be on the out, I would just be on the outside looking in, just to be a fly on the wall to see how that's working out.
Yeah. Plus, he was like an inch shorter than me, and he always stood next to you when we were walking. So my assumption is the issues were a lot deep rooted than virgin, and like he's trying. There's other things going on. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insecure.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So people make sure they need to check out for them red flags. Look
Mhm.
out for anyone that is attempting to dictate how your energy flows.
Mhm.
Obviously, if somebody is attracted to your energy and stuff, you know, that's a good thing. It becomes an issue when, you are who you are, and,
Mhm.
they kind of like want to veer you in another direction, take off an aspect of you, sort of like not too far off from the butterfly effect, like if you change one thing in the past, that's going to
And
drastically
it
change
changed the
how the
future.
future goes. So,
Mhm.
that's another movie that, was important to watch with adult eyes too. And man,
I
this was
say
a great
the only
time.
person that should be changing you is you. And if you feel like
Yeah,
somebody is
that's the
trying
only
to
one.
trying to change you or using you as an excuse on why they do the things they do, then you need them to leave a fuck alone, because it's basically.
Thank you for them hearts.
Thank you for the hearts. They're the one with the problem. You don't have a problem. It's not you. They got a problem, and they need to go keep on searching and bypass you. You don't change yourself, because it's not like I could have made myself a virgin, and you can't make yourself anything less than what you are right now. You are perfect the way you are, and you're getting better as the days progress. So just do that and call it a damn day. And if they can't accept it, then move the fuck on and leave them alone. You really got to choose you first, you know, and that's basically it. Because that I'm thinking about that spaghetti movie, and I'm just like, all that shit was unnecessary. I feel like the insecurities that she had is what caused the chain reactions, and even the nightmares that she was having is because she's worrying about something that only was a problem when other people brought it up. Like, she seemed happy and fulfilled, and there was no reason for her to give a fuck about what anybody thought, her friend, anybody else. Like, she should have just went about her business the way she normally did, and she probably would have been fine.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's what happens. I'm glad we was able to delve into this because, yeah, it's cool to be fine, but you want to make sure, you got some
Hmm.
sense with that too. Just like the movie Be Cool, where Raji was like, you better have a personality after the age of 30 because a nice ass ain't gonna get you anywhere forever.
Mm-mm.
So.
I think people have a great personality. It's just what clicks with people. Not everybody's jokes are funny, but somebody's gonna get it.
No, because I sure as hell don't find no Tiffany Haddish funny or no Kevin Hart funny or who else don't I find funny that a lot of people find funny? Oh, Monique. Uh, can't think of anyone right now, but
Yeah, but there's people who find them funny. I don't think Mike Epps is funny, but people love his ass
yeah,
for some reason.
yeah. So it's
I
all
think
about
he,
what you're putting
I
in.
think he's
You
one of the most self-hating, melanated people I know. So I mean, all his jokes says something negative about the culture, about the people in it, and so I don't find him funny. But there's people who bust out laughing when they hear his jokes, and I feel like they're very elementary.
I guess because they relate to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
relate, and it's like, oh, I know that, or But that also like that means you're
My
also in a
mom
low
always said that to
space
me.
too.
Huh? What'd you
That
say?
be you're in a low space if you're always focusing on things like that and not
Mm-hmm.
focusing on elevation.
Yeah,
But
fat jokes, complexion of your skin jokes,
yeah, I get
texture of your
tired of
hair
those type of
jokes.
jokes. They're so like
Those, it's not
what
funny. You
else
know
you
what I
got?
mean?
But
Yeah.
you know what? I find Dave Chappelle funny, and there's a lot of people that don't find him funny.
I know. I find that very interesting.
I find Corey
I find,
Holcomb funny, but there's a lot of people that get offended by stuff he say.
yeah,
I
there we go.
religiously watch his podcast.
The point is, find that somebody that likes your funny. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be patient, people out there. And, don't try to change, don't try to take somebody and be like, oh, you'll be a good specimen for my project. Fuck
Hmm.
off. You like, look out for them red flags. Wait, make sure you look out for them. Remember, even though we do have a love-hate relationship, if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't know about a lot of stuff like gaslighting,
Mm.
narcissism, manipulation, and all that types of say. This is beautiful information that
Love bombing.
oh my God, love bombing. Thank you for bringing that up, because man, I was able to recognize that bullshit when it happened. I was like, nigga, stop love bombing me.
Mm-hmm. And don't eat everybody's food.
Don't eat everybody's food, man. Especially
No.
nowadays, man.
I had to tell my daughter that she wanted to eat her brother's food. He's what,
No,
like in his
no, no.
30s. I'm like, you don't know where he got that food from. You don't know if somebody put something in that food to make him love him. Just leave that food alone.
No, no. No, we not
And
doing
I
that.
said that way before I watched that movie because the shit is real. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, but I'm gonna end on this note right here. But I remember seeing a crazy interview. I don't know how true it is, but I know female rapper Glorilla was talking about, yeah, I like for my man to, basically ejaculate on my food. I'm like,
No.
like, how does that even taste? I don't even want to know how that tastes, but it's like that. I just think that would be kind of odd. But you like eating something like. But I don't
No,
think like I don't
no.
want to give y'all a visual right now. I just had like a visual, and I'm not gonna and reiterate impress it upon y'all. But man, shit, we are at 9:03 right now. Love it. I love. We got into some good topics here. I made some great points. Uh, Zima, where can everyone
Yeah.
find you before we get
You
up out of
can
here?
you can find me at TikTok and Instagram as Azima the Only. That's Azima the Only, and you can find me on Facebook and YouTube as Ozidi Wellness and Fitness, as Ozidi Wellness and Fitness, and you can go to my link tree and you can find all the things that I'm entangled in. Where can we find you, Jovani?
So yeah, that's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and
Okay.
YouTube at Camp Jogo Fit. That's KampJogofit. Connect with me all on through my link tree. And also,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
just thank you for the more subscribers we've been getting on YouTube at the Wine Fine Podcast. You
Yes.
can hear
Thank
playbacks
you.
there or playbacks on stereo. We gotta love this stereo. I love how everything's going. So super.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, y'all. We'll definitely be here same time, same place next week.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you, Sonia, for stopping by, and Chelsea. Bye.